So yeah, apologies. So those of you that was watching before, I had to start this video again basically because they are warning me about the copyright that was into the music. So yeah, as you can see by the title, as I was saying before, this is a long awaited video because my friends wanted it, and also other people were asking me for it. So this is how we got married abroad. I will explain the basic procedures and the basic principles of getting married abroad. So me and my husband were both foreigners, but the thing is my husband resides in Turkey, so I'm of course a British citizen. So we all had different requirements. There's different requirements that entails having a destinational wedding. All right, so yeah, this is how I got to the process of getting to Turkey and getting married. So it was a process. So basically, me being a British citizen, I had to submit a statement of singleness, and you go to the British government website .gov.uk, and you type in the destinational wedding that you're gonna have, the country, the name of the country, and they will come, they will give you instructions on how to do the statement of singleness, which is called an affidavit. So it tells your name, your parents' name, they go into history. So what they're trying to ascertain, whether that you have been married before in this country, which is Britain, or in your country that you're coming from, or anywhere else. So what they do is they require this information. After you filled in this information, then you would have to take it to the commissioners of oath. Okay, so these are solicitors, or can be solicitor or barrister. It is costly. Some people charge £100. Some people charge, you know, different solicitors or barristers charge different amount to be a commissioners of oath. A commissioner of oath is the one who affirms your swearing that you affirm, or you are actually telling the truth in regards to you being single in Britain or being single anywhere else before you get married. So they need to know your marital status. So that's why it's called an affidavit, a statement of singleness. So that one, because it was in Turkey, it came in two languages. It came in both English and Turkish. So after that, I had to go to the Foreign Affairs Office and submit something called a pasalet. I took that singleness, the affidavit, the singleness, the statement of truth, which had the commissioners of oath, which then is registered on the UK British government website and .gov. It is actually even the name of the barrister or solicitor that actually commissioned the oath is on there. So they have to be registered solicitors or registered barristers in the United Kingdom or whatever country you come from. So I went to the apostolate, you know, the foreigners, British Foreigners Office, and so they check out the authenticity of the statement of singleness, the Foreign Affairs. So you have to also indicate the country you're gonna get married or where you're going. So the Foreign Affairs, they have to know, just in case anything happens to you over there, the British Foreign Affairs, you know, you can be protected. So I did that. That also costs money, basically. It depends. Different offices, in terms of the different delivery services, charge different money. There's a lot of, you know, signing, swearing here and there because they need to know the authenticity of your singleness, and they need to know where you're going as a British citizen so they can protect you, the Foreign Affairs Office. So I got that done. You know, I've signed the affirmation, I've signed the statement of oath, you know, commissioner's oath is being put on the British website, because then, .gov.uk, because then when I get into Turkey now, they know, they can look on .gov.uk, the government website registered of singleness, married or not, and also the actual certificate, because it's stamped. The Foreign Affairs have to stamp it, and the commissioners of oath. So it was all stamped, and I got my apostolate, got on the plane, gone to Turkey. This also took a process of 2 weeks. got into Turkey, met my husband there. Obviously, he was already there because he resided there. Then this process took a different turn. We in Turkey, before you know anything, when you get married, all this certificate have to be translated in Turkish because they don't speak our language. You know, Turkish people, first of all, they're very proud of their culture. So everything that is written down has to be translated in Turkish. So I've done that. Now it's my husband's turn. So my husband has to file a statement of singleness. Because he resides in Turkey, first of all, he had to go to the Ugandan embassy to authentify whether he's single or not. And also he had to go to the I don't know what they called. I've left Uganda a long time ago. It's called Nila, I think Nila or something like that in Uganda. Those people that, you know, say whether you're married or not, you was married or not in Uganda or not. So he also had to have his dad's affidavit to say is single in Uganda. He's never married before or anywhere else. So cut the long story short, we have to get our identities as single people first. So then he's gone now to the Turkish Foreign Affairs, and then he's submitted his statement of singleness, all those, and all this process, meanwhile, is costing money. So to get all these documents, there's money, so much money involved. We've gone to the Foreign Affairs office in Turkey. He submitted his apostolate and his statement of singleness, blah, blah, blah. The Foreign Affairs office is basically now gave him the right to go ahead to get married. Okay, now in this process, right, what's happened is that in this process what's happened is that basically he's now, you know, have to go to a district where he resides to ask permission to get married. So he has to find a register office marriage that is there. I forgot what it's called in Turkish, but it's a marriage registrar office, and he has to submit. We then have to submit all these documents. So my husband's gone and done that. They had to look basically if it's authentic. Obviously mine, I have to go to the interpreter, people that interpret the document. My passport and his passport has to be interpreted in Turkish, the Turkish language. My passport, all the documents that we had to be interpreted in Turkish. So that also money. Whilst we got on all those interpretation, now we've taken it to the register, the marriage register office. They've asked us to pay a fee because obviously they have to approve it. They've approved the documents now. Actually, before we've done that, if I remember, before we've done that, we've had to go to, So they've approved for us to, you know, they've acknowledged that this is true, authentic. Both of these two people are single. Both of their parents have actually sworn affidavits that our kids are single, or a caregiver, whoever is knows you as a parent, or whoever gave birth to you. If your mom or dad has passed on, there must be another person that can approve that you're single. Anyway, all of that had been processed in the Turkish marriages office. We've gone there. We've gotten married now. So we've gotten married. No. Before we got married, basically we had to go to my husband's local, the district that he lived in. You have to go to the mayor's office, the local mayor, which the local mayor then will have to stamp to say that basically this person lives in this district, and they'll give you that letter. That also needs to be interpreted. Actually, no, because that's in Turkish. So they give you that letter to approve him to get married. So they've done that now. Now we've given permission to get married. We've gotten married, and now it comes to the marriage certificate. So the marriage certificate now, you have to go and interpret it, because now I'm British. I have to bring it back to Britain. so that it can be interpreted in English. So that also costs money. Translation, of course, to translate the marriage. This is the marriage certificate. It's a red book, okay? They give you a nice red book, and in this red book, you got both of your pictures on it, yeah? You got both of your pictures on it, and you have the stamp there, basically. So it is a red book, red marriage book. It's got the Turkish whatever. So because all of this is like a whole book. To get this book is not easy because you go through a lot. So it's actually signed, obviously, because it's a marriage certificate. The rest of the information you guys, you don't have to see, but of course it's signed, yeah? So basically it's signed, and then when it's signed, you have to take it to the translator to translate it in British. If you get married in Turkey and at the registrar and you do not have this book, your marriage is not official, okay? They will not accept it in any foreign country. So if you get married in Turkey, your marriage is recognized internationally because they've got marriage treaties everywhere. So your marriage is recognized internationally. Some countries do not recognize the marriage if it's not, it is not, they don't have this red passport. I'm only talking in regards to Turkey. So if I didn't have this marriage certificate in this book, and all these commissioners of oath and all this, the foreign affairs and etc., they would not accept that you're married. So we had this translated in English. That's this marriage certificate in English. Won't show it too much. So we've had all these stamped. You know, they've stamped the certificate now in English. So then, thereafter, you know, I've bought it back, I've come back, and blah blah blah. But with getting married in Turkey, the positive side of it, I had 3 weddings. We had 3 weddings. We had the customary marriage, and we also had the reception, right? And we had the registrar marriage, okay? So I had the customary marriage, which took process, customary, whatever, in my countries, which is Uganda, my country's customs. And also my husband had to do the needful, asking my parents, hand in marriage, etc., etc. Then we had the reception. Remember, all of this is costing money. Then we had the reception. So we had the reception, you know, it was awesome, actually. It was beautiful. Then we had the registrar marriage. The registrar marriage, that's where it gets complicated. Because you have to know the laws of that country in order to get married. The accepted laws, legal laws of that country in order to get married. The good thing is I had knowledge of law. I've got background of law, knowledge of it. So that was helpful. My husband spoke Turkish. So over there, if you do not speak any form of Turkish, there you would need to get a translator everywhere, and that is going to be so costly. When I was getting married, because my husband spoke it, so my husband could answer, in the marriage registrar office, they marry you in Turkish. So I had to know, when they asked you, do you take this man to be your husband? I had to answer in Turkish. So I had to quickly learn how to answer in Turkish, you understand? Or otherwise, you have to pay for an interpreter who actually has to help you interpret when you in front of the minister, the marriage minister. But in any event, getting married in Turkey is cheaper than in Britain, way cheaper. But for me, having a destination's wedding, it was actually, there was loads of people that come to my wedding in Britain, but I wasn't able to have a lot of them there because of COVID. My friends that came, they were in and out. They only came for 2 days. But other than that, on a positive note, it's half of the budget that you would spend in Britain. So those of you who want a destinational wedding, you definitely have to know the laws, the rules, and the legislation that will give you the book. In Turkey, this is the rightful book to have from a registrar office. Yeah? If you don't have this book, right, because some people got married and they didn't have this book. We have it. You must have both of your pictures and it must be stamped, you and your husband. So that's me and that's my husband. My husband is YASIN CAROLINE Video Brown. He's a performer. So you definitely have to have the law, the knowledge, and you have to go to the Foreign Affairs Office, whether you like it or not. There's a lot of legal requirements to be met in different, you know, boroughs, because every borough requires different requirements in order to get married in different countries. So in that country where my husband resides in Turkey, the borough didn't require so much, but there's other boroughs and other areas that require so much, whatever. So do your research before you get married abroad, in what country, and make sure that the marriage that you've done is recognized, the marriage certificate is recognized internationally. So yes, we had 3 weddings, and we're about to have a 4th one actually very soon. So watch out for that. I'll do a video in regards to that. We're going to have a 4th one in Britain, like a reception, you know. Yeah, so I haven't been live in a while, but yes, all I have to say, some of my friends asked, how was it? One of my aunties said to me, oh my days, Caroline, you, if I was younger like you, the courage that you've got, I would have loved to have that courage. It takes a courageous person to go away from some of the friends and, you know, family members and go and get married abroad. So my aunties and my family were like, oh, you're so courageous. I did it obviously as well because of COVID. You know, COVID restrictions were so much going on everywhere. So, and I'm just like, you know, if you don't do it now, when will be the right time? So that time COVID restriction was easing out. So I had to take the flight. It was 2 weeks. Like literally this wedding was planned within 2-3 weeks. But it took a 9-month process. And I just thought, you know, I got fed up with it. It was planned. We were supposed to have it in Africa. But I just thought, you know what? I'm not going to Africa in this COVID stuff. No way. So yeah, and that was our journey. So watch out for part 2. Right, so take care, take it easy, and until next time, catch you soon. Bye bye.